Thank you very much, T-Man, and the guys at the desk. First and foremost, that is Ball's first competitive loss on Rumble. 16-0 going in, now 16-1 at the hands of Samsung Blue. All of you guys predicted a 3-1 in favor of Samsung Blue. It's looking like that's going to be likely. And something that we actually haven't mentioned just yet was Faker himself, actually in an interview, on stream rather, said he felt Cloud9 could win this matchup, just as an aside. Let's immediately jump into this one. Let's talk picks and bans. Dade pulling out the Jace once more. Monty, maybe start us off talking about the pick and how the adaptation came in for Samsung Blue.
Yeah, obviously Yasuo is going to be a better pick here, but it was banned out. And I'm not sure why Dade keeps playing Jace into Syndra. I do think it's a little bit risky, and I'm not as impressed with his Jace as I am with Pawns.
However, I do like how well-rounded this poke composition is. The weaknesses they had earlier was too much poke or a 4-1 like split push poke composition. But this time they have the Ramen and Maokai.
The other thing that was wrong with it was they were kind of waiting for the Tristana to scale up. But yes, you do have an earlier power spike with the Corki and the Jace, and you can still, you can block a lot of the damage coming in with Braum.
Yeah, and that's really the thing with Samsung Blue here. They fixed all the mistakes from game one. Spirit, I think, by the way, basically carried this game by getting them, to a good spot early on, and then if Samsung Blue are at least equal 18 minutes in, which traditionally they aren't even, you get them gold parity and they explode people. Dade, I like the Jace just because you can call him Gordon Freeman. He brought people to half-life every single time he threw a Q out. It worked.
I'll give you that one.
And I really like Deft on Corki. I feel like it's his champion. Last time I saw him play Corki was against LMQ, where he just absolutely dominated them. It has the mobility he needs for when he's out of position, and he's so good at landing those missiles.
But aside from picks and bans, what struck me is their adaptation in terms of level 1 play, and I think we have a replay ready of that. What I want you guys to do is remind yourself of game 1. Cloud9, they did the adaptation first because they realized they had no vision on the left side of the map. Therefore, they realized they had to invade red buff, and they caught Samsung Blue off guard. However, Blue learned from that from game 1. They did the same thing, cut out the vision on the left side, nothing there. But they were waiting for Cloud9. So if you run the clip right now, we see Lemonation comes in, doesn't find anybody there, so he thinks he's safe.
Tracks.
No more wars, and yeah, they already pulled the buff because they think it's so safe, and Lemon just face check dies. And this is where I think Heart's Braum skills really show off. You got Dade coming in, the exhaust comes up, flash for the auto proc, and then the max range Q right here, slow that down, and the follow up on Sneaky. And that's 2 kills, a failed invade. Of course, later Cloud9 would be very, very persistent in getting that red buff anyways, but really good adaptation in terms of level 1 play and just overall play from Samsung Blue.
Yeah, you have to really give it to Cloud9, though. I mean, I think that what we didn't see there was the follow-up, and their continued aggression really worked well in their favor.
I was surprised.
I was surprised too, but it was ballsy and it worked.
Yep.
I'm going to summarize the next 10 minutes very simply. We got into those head-to-head lanes. It felt like Cloud9 and Samsung Blue were sort of trading toe for toe for most of it. Let's jump up to the second replay fairly quickly on because it was incredibly chaotic. Absolutely everybody got involved in this particular fight as people start jumping into the lane. So roll the clip out, and this is following a Ball's teleport that was really not very effective. Double Lift, maybe talk us through some of the plays, misplays, and what you liked about this fight.
Yeah, sure. So this fight is just all over the place. Dade has to blow flash right off the bat, but when they see 2 people on their raids, Samsung Blue knows it's time to go in. They know this is a 4v3 situation because we have teleport. Actually, wait, they don't teleport in. I'm an idiot. They just actually end up disengaging.
No, this was a good bait.
Oh, this is something else.
Yeah, this
Holy crap, I'm so dumb.
So yeah, I'll say what happened. Basically, Sneaky and Elimination baited in because they had Balls following up. Balls blows the equalizer, but then C9 chases. And because High roams a lot quicker here, beautiful max range stun double, and then flashes in. But here comes Dade.
I remember what happens now. Dade could have got a quadra kill here. Oh my god, he's such a baby, dude. Why did he back off? That was a quad kill.
Because he's in
quarterfinals
right at Worlds.
Yeah. Well, the thing is as well, though, is it was interesting. Samsung Blue just didn't expect the fact that Rumble still hadn't recalled. Like, Cloud9 tried so desperately to make a play, and you haven't seen him walk back yet. You know he has to walk back to lane. Acor's getting free damage to the turret. Like, you have this guaranteed top lane advantage that you can teleport with later once Rumble finally does show up top lane. It was definitely impatient by Samsung Blue.
I definitely want to reiterate that point. I feel in the last 3 games, Balls has definitely shown inferior teleport usage when dealing with Samsung Blue in contrast to Acorn. And for the second game in a row, Cloud9 have had sort of mechanical mistakes, maybe some decision errors. As the game progressed from there, Samsung Blue got more and more control. Was it Cloud9 making mistakes or Samsung Blue making the right plays?
So Samsung Blue, I have to give them, first of all, massive props. They are playing so damn well after 18 minutes, especially Spirit. He carried that game. I firmly believe that. Lemon, I think, has actually done the most falling since game 1. Hit every bind game 1, missed every bind game 2, didn't like his Johnny here in game 3. He would never full channel an ulti to heal his team. He would just knock people back. He'd be like, 400 health. Don't need that.
You pointed this out in Champs like during the game as well. Apparently, Lemon maxed W second.
Right. No, first. He maxed W first. 1 point shield.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
No, me either. With Graves, you one-shot people at level 7.
Janna's actually a lane counter to Braum, which is why, well, it's one of the reasons why Deft and Hart got crushed so hard. They actually just got outplayed straight up, but Janna has a great matchup. I don't know why in the world he would max W first on Janna. He should be maxing E. That shield is just too strong.
Sure, in lane, but if we look at the champions that they picked, Braum against Graves, Braum against Syndra, these are champions that, you know, with that wall does really, really well against once you get into team fights.
Let's pull up a replay here that I specifically want to throw to Monte Cristo. Regarding a trade at the 20-minute mark, roll the clip out and you'll see Sneaky's going to take a ton of poke just by being in the wrong place at the wrong time. And when Samsung Blue catch Cloud9 out of position, they really punish them for their mistakes.
Well, I mean, just look at the rocket and the shock blast hitting at the same time right there. Then Hart's going to come in. There's a max range ult kind of hitting high at the tail end of it. There's going to be a good equalizer that's coming in here right there on the left-hand side, and High gets kicked away out of the wall. Now, they take a lot of the equalized damage. You'll notice they group up in the Maokai ult, so they'll take a little bit.
Spirit's just dancing, dude. And High just got caught out of position, so he didn't really get to do anything. He got his ulti off on his Spirit, but just died.
The thing is like Monty said, he approached them from the flank, which is good with Syndra, but you can't get through that Braum shield. Braum shield blocks so much of Cloud9's composition. And to go back on the laning point, I think Deft and Hart need to work on their 2v2 laning communication, because there are ways to exploit that Braum matchup even more. But it seems like it doesn't even matter, because Deft can come out of lane with such a big deficit and then just rock our world. Those missiles, I don't think he missed a single one post-laning phase.
He's one of the best Corkers I've like literally ever seen in 5 years of League of Legends. And Cloud9, to me, they look way less coordinated in team fights. You saw that battle. Sneaky gets chunked, and High and Sneaky still chase for about 3 seconds before realizing, oh, we can't fight this battle anymore, got cut afterwards. I think back to the very first replay in game 1, and again, High was by himself in that brush with no vision, gets caught. Thankfully, they had a 10,000 gold lead, but any much of a closer game, that was a game throw right there by C9. Their team fighting is not as sharp as Samsung Blue.
Definitely not working out this time round. Just as an aside, Lee Sin and Kha'Zix. Lee Sin's been picked 31 times in the World Championship so far, Kha'Zix 42. They both featured in their previous matchup. I feel like junglers have been fairly impactful this series. Yeah. We're going to move on to the next game. We'll see what they're going to get their hands on as we do take a short break. We'll be back in those 3.5 as we talked about. Game 4 of the series, the 2014 World Championship continues here in Busan, South Korea. Don't miss it.
He gets counteracted. Aegon did. Oh, he goes down. High comes in. Gets himself a kill. Aegon goes down. The Monsoon is now down. Death's going to make a drop. Sneak is the target, but they're still putting him down. Sneak and goal. Damage. Can they trade it back?